Hey YouTube, going to break down this video into three different parts. So I got a team that got me to expert 2775 with this team. I ran to 2940. I'm back down to about 2825. So what I'm going to do is three parts of this video. One, do this team 4 to 5 battles, explain how to play the team. It's pretty straightforward, and I showcased a team like this before. Second part is explain how I got to 2940 and then why I'm back down and the struggles I'm having this season that you may be having as well. And then three, talk about a new series that I'm going to starting tomorrow, just to get your thoughts on it as we move forward. So let's start with the team. I've had a very similar team. Scizor, again, just insanely safe. You're going to see it on a lot of my teams that I use to go to 2925 or 2940. Only weak to fire. Blastoise is a great cover to fire, and I have not tested Giratina altered yet, and it is also something that resists fire. So two answers in the back. You play most leads out. Mirror match here. Let's get into it. So going to get to the Night Slash. Oh, this 415. This 41511 is my new IV one. My IVs on this one are 0. So just an FYI why I lost the MP there. I actually have a 0 IV on this one, attack stat on this one, while I have a higher one on the one I built up for Catch Cup, which I'll talk about next one. So make the Night Slash catch on Blastoise, knowing that I was going to lose the CMP there. So caught on the Blastoise. You got bulky Pokemon in the back, and I think Scizor with some energy there could be valuable. I do get to the Skull Bash here. Living Blastoise has some bulk. Blastoise has been a kind of nice play for me this season. I'm trying to do that one turn reset here. I'm hoping that it's just Hydro Cannon Mega Horn here, which is why I'm coming in here just to take the resistant moves. Shadow Giratina. I'm so used to the non-Shadow Giratina in the Ultra League. Shadow Giratina actually takes quite a lot of chip damage. Yeah, this is my first thoughts on it because it's the first time I used it. I definitely think it has some play for sure. I like the spamminess. It's got everything going for it. But yeah, these moves actually do a lot more than I expected. Like moves on you do a lot more than I expected them to. But I guess that's just a great league with the Shadow version. It really kind of drops down your bulk there. But the spam is there, so take that out with the Shadow Claw. Great lead, Credilli. They're going to have to get out. Jellicent. Okay, yeah. So I don't have an immediate answer to this. I got at best a Mirror in Giratina, and I have a terrible matchup in Blastoise with both moves resisted. So I threw the Night Slash, and dependent on what they did, then affected what I did. So if they were going to shield, I may have played that matchup out a bit longer, but they didn't. Unfortunately, I did get baited, and I knew that once they baited, I was in trouble, that I had to kind of burn that second shield. So getting off the Dragon Claw, they're going to only have Rock Tomb. One Rock Tomb is not going to take me out. Acid is resisted. So I definitely am going to get some spam here. I will live a Rock. Okay, going to sacrifice. The reason I'm doing this is because if you have a Credilli in the front, given that Scizors are everywhere, you have two answers in the back. So I saw the Jellicent, and I figured it would be a Talonflame. Just again, because Scizor is on a ton of teams, like a super high amount of teams. Credilli takes super effective from the bullet punches. Acid is resisted. It's just a terrible matchup. You should be building for Scizor if you have a Credilli on the lead. Kind of read that. So able to get that, come out with 2 Hydros here, get the 1 turn deny there, and then back-to-back Hydros for the win, just on a team read there. My hopefully you don't hear that. My parents are doing my kids' bedtime because that's what happens when we're at my parents' place. I can hear them from 2 levels up, like through the vents. I guess that's just sort of these older homes. Okay, so we have a Dunsparce versus Scizor, kind of neutral all around. So we're just going to play this out. I think they're going to outpace me here. 10, 20. Oh, no, I should outpace them. 12, 9, 21. I should outpace them here and throw right away. Yeah. Kind of force this next shield, like the first shield, or take them out. They allow me to take them out. Annihilate in the back here. So I stay in a bit. just because I know I can chip a bunch with Bull Punch. I can grab a shield with Night Slash. And now I need to make a decision. I should have shut the door because I also got the furnace going. Okay, I'm back in my house in 2 days, so we'll get back to the normal setup soon. Um, they do Rage Fist me, and it's the double fighter, so I catch on the Primeape, not having to take the super effective. Um, but these Rage Fist comes quick. Rollout is resisted. One Hydro is going to take this out, so I'm not too worried here. I can probably live a Rage Fist here, and okay, close combat, I could definitely not live. But I did that knowing that like counter on both of these Pokemon are resisted by Giratina. So that just gives me an advantage here. And I know they're going to outpace me, so I got to shield this for sure. And then how much energy does the Annihilate have? I'm just going to toss this to take out the Primeape because I think I'm worried about being spammed. And I think they dumped. Yeah, so they're going to be down there. I'm just going to close the door. Welcome to my parents' basement non-editing function here. Lantern's bad lead, electric and water. I do have a grass move. I'm actually surprised I'm staying in. Oh, well, I guess I'm not because Lantern would kill Blastoise in general. It is a water gun, so I maybe could have gone, but yeah, it's a tough matchup. I have to just kind of stay in and get these Trailblaze off. So, second Trailblaze. Um, grabbed the second shield, and at this point, when I recognized I grabbed the second shield and I knew it was a water gun, I knew the water gun's slower, water gun's resisted by Blastoise, that I can kind of do okay with Blastoise here. So getting off the Skull Bash. This may not take out. Lantern's got some bulk here. And they do, as long as I take a... Hopefully it's just a Surf because water gun's slower. No, it is a Thunderbolt, so does not quite take me out. Drapion comes in. Do get this Hydro off. This will be good chip. Am I going to instant swap into Scizor to not get farmed down? Yep, trying to just chip here. Doing nothing more than trying to chip into Shadow Claw range. Just didn't want to get farmed down. Coming in here, I know the switch timer is kind of screwed, so I have no choice but to take this Crunch. Hope I can live it. Gonna be close. I do barely live. I do get the farm down, but damage is done here. With a full health Mana Buzz in the back. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. So Mana Buzz takes me out. Dedenne, I've shown this lead before. I played out in the 2v1 shield. I shield their first move. I land a Trailblaze. If they shield, I'll shield back in the 2v1 and just come out with energy and switch. And they give up switch into a Primeape. Cannon Blastoise, I don't know if this is the right move. It's such a weird one where I know counters resisted, but these Rage Fists come so quick. And you're just going to get outpaced, and then you're down a shield already. So I feel like Giratina is a problem. So I kind of just came Blastoise, even though I know Rollout is resisted. So here comes the next Rage Fist. They do not take me out. That's a nice bulk on Blastoise. Here comes the Hydro. Trying to remove that one turn lag here. And it went through, so I guess it sort of works. It's not working as much at my parents' place because they just have bad internet. It worked more at my place when I tried to do this one turn, like reset there. So I get the Trailblaze off, almost enough to take out. That's a Lapras in the back, and I've already boosted my attack and Bullet Punch to neutral. So I'm just going to start spamming here and putting on pressure on these shields and energy. And then I kind of recognize that if I catch here, I'm in a pretty good spot. So I caught. So, okay, so I'm at 28-25 after catch cup. So what's happened so far? How did I push to 29-40? Why am I back down to 20-25? What's been my problem this season as we're a week and a bit before the end of the season? I haven't hit legend yet. Okay, let's just start with the positive. I have the Go Battle weekend where you had 100 matches per day. I played every single one. And I, as a, if you looked at my set win percentage, you would think I'm at like 3,300 because I kid you not, on day 3 of the 100-day sets of the 100 battles, 100 battles, I went positive 15 sets and only negative 5 sets. The problem, as it has been all season, is I've always mentioned that if you're going to hit legend, you cannot do it just going 3-2, and you have to limit your O5s and 1-4s. Because how the ELO system works is basically for a 5-0, you get like plus 70-ish, 75. For a 4-1, you get plus 40-ish ELO. For a 3-2, you get about plus 10. And then the same on the other end. For a 2-3, you get minus 10. For a 1-4, you get minus 40. And for a 0-5, you get a minus 70. So the problem with me, and it has been like this all season, is doesn't matter how great I do in most sets, I'm only getting about 3-2s, followed by 1-4s and 0-5s. So even though I went 15-5 in positive sets that day, I think I gained like 12 elo because I would go 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 1-4, 3-2, 3-2, 4-1, 0-5. And it just kills your momentum. So I'm having a tough time with the consistency that you need to hit legend. That's my first thing. My second thing is, and I've come to terms with this, um, if I was watching my battles, like if I had submitted my battles to me and was watching them back, I'd be like, you are making so many dumb mistakes. Um, my timing is off constantly. My read of the team is off. My switch is off and slow. Like I'm playing. I'm playing generally bad for what is my standard, and it's come down to a couple things. It's come down to, again, I've talked about this before. The player base is getting smaller. The people who are still playing are the hardcores. A lot of them are getting just better over time. They're putting in the time and effort. I'm not putting in the time and effort. I've just generally gotten worse. Um, so between the player base getting smaller, everyone getting better, and me just kind of generally getting worse, I'm now in my elo range that I think I am generally going to be in. So I've hit legend, and I can still hit legend this season. But what I've seen over the last little bit is for the past few seasons that I have hit legend. Again, a couple seasons I haven't hit legend. I was on like a 16 straight legend season streak, and then I missed, and then I hit another two, and then I missed, and then I hit last season. Um, but even these last few seasons, I'm pushing the last couple of weeks, and we talk about. I know content creators talk about this a lot about your elo range. There's generally like an elo range that you're supposed to be at based on your skill level, right? So you have like the top tiers, your home slice, and I guess Tho doesn't play anymore, but all those top tier players that are like tier one, and then you got your tier twos and tier threes. And if you go back to my first videos, I always called myself the best tier three player in the game, in the world. I think I called myself because it was basically like I'm not home slice and those guys. I'm not even the second tier where the people are like still amazing at counting and catching and all that, but they just like don't hit top leaderboards. They're just like always legends, but like maybe just off the leaderboards. I had to consider myself top three because like I didn't count. Um, yeah, I didn't count, but I always hit legend. Always hit legend. I think I'm like, if you're now looking at elo tiers, I probably am at like a fifth or sixth tier elo at this point. Um, So if I was still like a tier 3 player, I would have hit legend by now. I would have been that like 31, 3,200 constantly by now. But I'm not. I've dropped compared to where everyone else has risen. So I'm kind of in my elo range from there. So I still managed, because I had so many positive sets, to go to 2940. And then we get to catch cup. And I open up my teams, and what is staring me back? Giratina, Shadow Annihilate, which you'll see a video coming for that soon. Giratina, Shadow Annihilate, Toad Scroll, and there was one more thing, and it was also weak to Ghost. There was like three things weak to Ghost. I forget what the third one was, but I know for sure Annihilate, Giratina, Toad Scroll, and like one other. So I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Just to be hit with like multiple ghosts and like Talonflames and stuff like that that are just like dominating my team. Like Talonflame can beat like Annihilate and Toadscruel. And then like I'd have problems against Giratinas because everyone's running Giratinas. Oh, Regidrago. Not weak to Ghost, but a lot of people are also running fairies because Regidrago is one that everyone used and got this season, and same with Giratina. So a lot of people I've seen so many Zoomerals, I've seen so many not Clefairies, Wigglytuffs. So I started with those, and it was a very quick like 1 in 9. So I immediately dropped to from like 2940 to like 2850, and then I rage built because of it. I rage built a. I didn't have a lot of Pokemon. That was the problem. So I rage built a um, Grumpig to test that out, but it was half psychic, so that just made me triple. That was the problem. It was half psychic that made me another weak to Ghost, and that was a problem. So I got rid of that quickly, and then I was like, oh, I do have a Scizor that I can build up, and I do have a Dedenne that I can build up. So I've been running with that core with like I'm still trying to figure out the third of like either Toadscruel, Giratina, or Annihilate. I'm just trying to like fit the third into that core there. Then I'm at 2825 heading into today. So I'll try to run with that or play with it for the next few days, and then we'll see what I can do the last week of the season. So as you've kind of noticed, based on my posting schedule, I'm only posting once a week this this week, which is again, it's just been busy. I've golfed twice with my dad, brought the kids to the African Lion Safari, um, parks and just nonstop, not a lot of time to shoot. So I'm doing 1 a week here. I plan to go back to 2 a week next week. However, I'm going to do a new series called Dan Talk for two reasons. One is I've seen the Poke Daxi talk series that he does, like his podcast style talk, and you get a lot of Dan talks at the end of these videos. And I get a lot of comments being like, "Can you stop going off topic? Like, just talk about your battles." And another comment that I got the other day was like, "Oh, your analysis of the new season reminded me of like Dan 2 years ago, when you were like great with the analysis." So I'm starting to think that I'm starting to get less analysis like, and I'm getting more just like here's the team, here's a few battles, and then I go off onto my like tangents, right? So I want to try to like focus the GBL battles on the GBL and more analysis of like Pokemon and teams and why some matchups and how you play them and the Pokemon stuff like that, and focus the Dan talks to a segment on the weekend. So I'll do that like every Saturday probably, um, and we'll go from there. The second reason I'm doing this is because um, not that people are getting bored of teams, but I think when I was putting out like 12 to 13 Great League teams a week or whatever, people were getting bored of that. And in my view counts, um, the top teams are always going to get highest views because that is what gets searched. But my second highest videos over the past like 2 to 3 months have been the event coverage. Any community day, any weekly event with a new Pokemon, all those event coverage videos are much higher in views compared to my normal videos. So that makes me believe that people are actually just getting kind of bored of the constant GBL videos. So I wanted to kind of switch it up. Plus, I think like the Pokedaxi, like people always ask me to talk like about certain parts of the game and stuff like that. Plus, it's a good way to like kind of talk about off-topic stuff that I want to talk about, which will lead me into my last thing. So, one, anything you want me to talk about on the Dan Talk, just like drop it in the comments below, being like, hey, I want to hear your opinion on this. I want you to talk about this, whatever. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the channel, because it is now freaking August 22nd as of today when this is going up. Both of my kids are officially back in school. Well, my daughter who's in grade 1 but my son is now starting kindergarten. So both kids are back in school, will be in school as of 2 weeks from now, which means my wife, after 4 years, is going back to work, which is going to change the house dynamics because as she was a stay-at-home mom, she was doing all the cooking and all the laundry and a lot of the kid stuff, which is now we're going to have to even distribute that out. So that's gonna I'm already like you can already see when I was trying to like I can't do 2 videos on the weekend anymore. I'm burning out there. And now I'm going to like one a week here just because I mean I'm at my parents' place. I probably would be doing like more if I was at my place, but you know, things are gonna have to change. And so I'm trying to think like how I'm gonna evolve the channel with like um the videos I'm gonna post, how many times I'm gonna post. And I think just first off my head, again, give me your thoughts below what you think. But my first initial thoughts are like if it's season turnover, like with all these new Pokemon, with all these new dragons and fairies and stuff, you're gonna get 2 videos a day for the first week. If we suddenly roll into a second week, we don't have the leagues yet, but if we suddenly roll into the second week and it's like an ultra league and a limited single typing cup, I'm probably just gonna drop to one a day for the entire week. And I think that's my initial thinking of how this is gonna go. I'll probably go like 2 a day when there's like lots of events and like a great league that's on. And then if it's just like a limited cup with Ultra League or a limited cup with Mass League, I'm probably going to drop it to one a week. And I'll be okay with that because now we have a second income. I'll talk about all that tomorrow. But yeah, let me know if you want me to cover anything else in these Dan Talks. Let me know what you think about anything else that I've said today. Yeah, that is it. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.